So what's up, Billy?
Mom wanted me to tell you that the sightings are getting more frequent, and the entities are also getting bigger and more aggressive.
I can't quite make out what these entities are, but they look a lot bigger than Java.
Can you specify the locations of the sightings? Perfect. Now, if you display the times of each manifestation, I might be able to make a predictive triangulation.
Oh great, she's speaking geek again.
In the mid-2000s, Nickelodeon had a habit of airing very, very short runs of acquired animated programming, either to see if they'd be a good fit for the network, or, more likely, to cross-promote Nick's new spin-off channel, Nicktoons. Similar to how they aired the Donna Reed Show to promote Nick at Night, or Camp Run-Amok to promote Ha, these oddball cartoons would air for a few months, a few weeks, a few days, and hopefully excite you enough to pester your parents into expanding their cable package. These were shows like Shuriken School, 1 month on Nickelodeon, 2 years on Nicktoons. Edgar and Ellen, 2 weeks on Nickelodeon, 3 years on Nicktoons. Speed Racer, The Next Generation, 1 day on Nickelodeon, 5 years on Nicktoons. By comparison, the 3 months Martin Mystery was given, between May 16th and August 7th, 2005, feels glacial.
Today, mystery comes to Nick. Martin Mystery.
I'm Martin Mystery, secret agent extraordinaire.
A brand new supernatural series full of ghouls, gadgets, goo, a green guy, and a caveman in a suit. Mystery. It's not just his job, it's his name.
It's definitely supernatural.
Martin Mystery, a brand new show today at 5:30, 4:30 Central, only on Nick.
This is amazing!
A quick recap for those unfamiliar. Martin Mystery is an animated French and Canadian co-production that initially aired on YTV for 3 seasons between 2003 and 2006. It's very, very loosely based on an Italian comic by Alfredo Castelli, who only passed away 3 weeks ago at the time of this writing. This is the story of teenagers Martin Mystery and Diana Lombard, step-siblings living in Sherbrooke, Quebec, who get roped up with the Center, a secret clandestine organization that protects people from supernatural occurrences across the world. Martin and Diana find themselves balancing schoolwork with fighting werewolves, sea monsters, and Mothman. Today we'll be looking at Season 1, Episode 20, The Return of the Beasts, which offers an origin story to the third member of the team, Java, a time-displaced caveman trying to make it in modern society, a loyal friend, and the muscle of the group. Originally airing on YTV on May 11, 2004, oh god, that was almost 20 years ago, the episode begins with Martin and Diana reflecting on how far Java has come.
Look at him, Martin. Isn't he just adorable?
Uh-oh, does our girl Diana have a thing for the big, burly, hairy, sensitive types? Don't worry, girl, you wouldn't be the first to fantasize about being ravished by a caveman.
Modern man is not for me, the movie star and Dapper Dan. Give me the healthy Joe from ages ago, a prehistoric man.
This leads into our episode-long flashback, with Java rising from a pile of sludge, and my first thought was, oh, okay, he fell into a tar pit thousands of years ago and was preserved for centuries. A classic. Meanwhile, at school, Martin frees a bunch of frogs about to be dissected as a way of getting out of a test, and he and Diana end up having to chase the frogs down after school.
I wish the scientists would wipe you out.
Ah yes, the common frog, known for their speed and agility, impossible for an able-bodied person to catch. Need I remind you that these two are monster hunters? The Center have captured the caveman and bring Martin and Diana in to investigate, where they learn his name is Java and he's just a big teddy bear of a man. Yeah, okay, I think Martin's into it too. Rarely you can find a man who can throw you around so effortlessly, I might just swoon myself. Now, before you go, ew, Gregopher, why are you on about this bisexual caveman thing? Don't be gross about a kid's show. Well, I'd like to point out that the show's creators and co-writers of this episode are Vincent Chalvon-Demersay and David Michael, the creators of Totally Spies, a cartoon infamous for having every kink ever. These guys have a particular reputation, is all I'm saying. Martin and Diana bring Java along as they investigate things, giving him a modern makeover, and quickly realize that Java didn't emerge from a tar pit, but a strange purple slime portal that's trying to capture Java and take him back to wherever he came from, as well as spitting out the occasional slime dinosaur. Eventually, there's nothing left to do but jump into the portal and find out what's on the other side.
Why do we always have to land in goo?
These guys have a particular reputation, is all I'm saying. Our heroes find themselves at a jungle laboratory where machines draw slime out of a giant cracked geode, which goes on to fuel vats growing mutated dinosaurs. There's a mad scientist here who wants to take over the world with his army of dinosaurs, and vaguely explains that the geode is what allows their existence, and that Java isn't really an out-of-time caveman, but a caveman clone or something. Honestly, I'm lost as to what's going on here. So, the mad scientist is making dinosaurs from genetic material he got from fossils that he stole from a museum, never mind the fact that there's no genetic material in fossils, and I guess it's the geode goo that allows him to make these clone monsters, and I guess the geode goo being able to portal you to any place in the world was just a handy secondary effect. Okay, but Martin tricks one of the dinosaurs into destroying the geode, and all the dinosaurs melt away and die, but shouldn't Java also melt away and die? He was created by the same mad science, right? He's made from the same geode goo, so what makes him special? Or was the mad scientist lying about that? If so, where did Java come from? Wait, no, hang on. Is there time travel happening? I'm really not clear on that. The mad scientist calls these slime portals time portals, but if he's going into the past, does he really need to make dinosaurs? Or is it because the geode goo dinosaurs are particularly obedient to his commands? If that's the case, why isn't Java obedient to his commands? Is it something about being human? Is this machine the mad scientist plugs Java into some kind of obedience machine? We never find out what this is. And wait, no, hang on. If there is time travel going on, why is the mad scientist stealing fossils from modern museums when he can just get the dino DNA from the source? Okay, maybe this all makes sense in the French language version. As it is, it's a weird, confusing plot that didn't need to be this convoluted to get the same results. Mad scientist is opening time portals to build an army of dinosaurs, and a caveman gets swept up by accident. There, easy, simple, crisp and clean, and no caffeine. We don't need any weird, unexplained geode goo to muck things up. So the goo dinosaurs are destroyed, the mad scientist is arrested by the center, and Java finds a home in modern-day Canada. Learning a little English, Java loved Tim Hortons, and getting hired at Martin Diana's school as a janitor. We end our flashback with Java taking a tumble in the library, and our two leads cuddling up with him. Aw, what a beautiful throuple. So this is a very silly episode of television, but it's also the nearest Martin Mystery gets to an origin episode. The show doesn't have a traditional first episode where we see how Martin and Diana join the center. We just jump right into the status quo. This is something of a pattern I've noticed in French animated adventure shows. We start with our heroes already established, and save the actual origins for an episode later down the line. You see this thing in Code Lyoko and Miraculous Ladybug. And I guess The Return of the Beast fits into that pattern, having us wait 20 episodes to learn what Java's deal even is. Better an origin story for 1/3 of the team instead of none of them, I guess. There's a lot more that can be commented on, of course. The weird way the show diverges from the source material, the show's funky anime by way of France animation style, the crossover with Totally Spies that puts the show in the same kink-fuel universe. But don't worry, even though it aired very, very briefly on Nickelodeon, Martin Mystery still aired enough that the show will get a full episode in the future. This was just a sample.
What has Gable got for me, or Mrs. Johnson's blonde boy then? I want a happy ape with no English drape, a prehistoric man. Top hats, bow ties, he simply wore no ties. Bare skin, bare skin, he just sat around in nothing but bare skin. I really love bare skin. Some guys care a lot for me, but my excitement they can't fan, because I still await my primitive mate. We've had a date since the world began. My prehistoric man. No psychoanalysis, he never knew what made him tick. He never paid, it seems, for telling his dreams. Poor prehistoric Dick. Jitters, jitters. He never had jitters. No repression. He just believed in free self-expression. I love self-expression.